Welcome back to Naturally Spiritual, where we correlate the spiritual with the natural. I'm
And
Cheryl.
I'm Sherry, and we are here this month. The month of April is Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month.
Right.
And so we want to offer just some advice, a PSA,
Right.
you know,
Because,
for
truth of the matter is we're all shepherds of our children,
Mhm.
right? And shepherding means nurturing as well as keeping our children safe at all
Right, so
costs, right?
protection.
So and so many times we think that if we discipline our children, or we can't discipline our children in fear of abuse. But truth of the matter is, everybody needs discipline, right?
That's so
Because
true.
we're not saying let your child get away with murder, right? Look,
Right.
because have you ever been out in public and seen kids just like getting away with so much, and you're like,
Girl,
why
I
aren't the
actually
parents saying anything?
within an hour. I was at Food Lion,
Mm-hmm.
and there's this little girl. She looked like she was about 4 or 5. Number one, she was in the car, and I thought she was too big or too old for the car,
Mm-hmm.
but. This little girl was throwing all out tantrums in this store if she
Oh
did not
wow.
get what she wanted. And in retaliation, if she didn't get what she wants, she would literally grab stuff off the shelves and knock it in the floor. So in my mind, I'm thinking, are they not going to correct her?
Right.
Or whatever. And so it was both parents, and then I'm assuming that those were her two older siblings, and so they were all just walking and just saying, "Don't do that."
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, how long is that going to go on?
Right.
And so that she finally asked for, I think it was a fruit cup, and they told her no. And so this little girl, as soon as she could, she raked some jars
Oh goodness.
and knocked these jars in the floor, and they just shattered. And as soon as she did, Dad came off with the belt. I mean, like with the quickness.
Oh, so then he was embarrassed.
Right.
So
So
now
then
let
he
me
was
react,
right. And
right?
my thing was, you let this go on for so long,
Right.
so you should have addressed it, even as what do you call it? The soft parent. And even if you had just talked to her, I'm sure
Right.
it would have been corrected. But whenever she asked, so this was a child who's used to
Right. So
getting her way.
oftentimes I say that behaviors are these are learned behaviors. If they
Right.
know they can get away with it,
Mhm.
there's not going to be any repercussions or consequences. Then of course that's where they start. With the
Right.
small temper tantrums, and because like you said, you can correct it without being abusive,
Right.
right? Whether it's talking, whether it's some kind of
Time out
consequence,
or
yeah,
or
or, or,
anything.
or just different. Reinforcements,
Right.
so it doesn't have to necessarily be abuse,
Right, that's so true. And in Matthews 18:6, it says, "But whoso shall offend one of these little ones, one of these little people, which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea." So even Jesus is telling us, at all costs, we have to protect these
right,
little ones.
right.
And unfortunately, with my family, we're all too familiar with child abuse. So in our thing, if you see something, say something. It's so important, especially for the babies who can't advocate for themselves. And so
you have to be that advocate.
You have to be that advocate. And so we're blessed that we were able to get him at such an early age. Blessed that he was saved, at such an early age. And I mean, he's been a blessing to us, but what he had to endure, I mean, even during, I mean, and even up to now, with the therapies and the doctor's appointments and and the physical therapies and all of that stuff, it can be traumatizing. And unfortunately it can follow a child, into adulthood, even the mental part of it. So if it's illegal, so if it's illegal, or if it's immoral, if it's damaging in any kind of way, it is abuse. And again, if you see
wouldn't want
say
someone to do it to you, don't do it to a
don't
child.
do it to a child, right? And if someone confronts you with it, address it. Because you could be saving that child's life, you could be saving your own life for that matter. Because unfortunately there are some adults that are repeating cycles, just repeating what they know, unfortunately. So again, this is child abuse prevention month, and I know it's a subject that's so taboo, but it's something that's so near and dear to our hearts, and so if we can just help somebody tonight, just reach out. There's child prevention hotlines, 911 even, or social services, just anybody. If you're having problems and you feel like you can hurt a child, please, ma'am, please, sir, just reach out.
Mhm.
You know, you don't let it get too far. You know, don't let it get in your head. You
Right.
know. So again, you probably gonna you're not probably you are gonna hear this from
Right.
us. You know, more times this month than any month.
Mhm.
So again, see something, say something, do something.
Right.
And we're gonna wrap it up. You know, before I get too emotional, we're gonna wrap it up and end it here.
So we hope that you know, this inspired you. So go ahead and like us,
Yeah.
share us,
Talk to
talk
us.
to
Talk
us,
to us. Talk to again 911.
anybody,
Social service.
somebody,
Anybody. Yeah.
and go ahead and hit those subscribe button.
Love you.